What's up, everyone? CountBlagorath here with an album review, this time the 2012 Napalm Records release of The Giant by Ahab. If you're not familiar with Ahab, they are a funeral doom band hailing from Germany. I was very excited for this album since I've been a fan of theirs since Call of the Wretched Seed, their debut. And I had very high expectations for this because Divinity of Oceans was absolutely huge and amazing. So, as a fan of that record, I was really hoping for something new and different, and I got that, and I couldn't be happier. Before I get completely into this album, I want to say this is a double review with fellow reviewer MrCannibalSpork. Link will be down in the description to his review. Please go check him out. Great guy. Definitely subscribe to him. And I guarantee his review is going to be excellent. With this album, you get 6 tracks with the standard edition, and it clocks in at an hour in length, and it alternates between song lengths. It goes from semi-short, but by no means short, like 8 minutes, to roughly 11 minutes, 12 minutes, roughly around that area. And all of the songs kind of build up in a similar fashion. I really love the style of songwriting that Ahab does on this record. It's got almost jazzy and bluesy sort of parts, as weird as that is to say. It has lots of all these different elements from other genres of music combined in the mellow sections. And then when the distortion comes on, which leads me into the guitar sound, it is absolutely crushing. This is soul-crushing guitar tone. I absolutely love this. There's no bad, thin, tinny sort of guitar sound. This is just a full-on force of a wall of distortion and just absolute brutality of pure low end. And that is just absolutely amazing. I've heard crushing tones before. This is one of the heaviest tones I've heard since Triptychon, and I love that. The riffs are very slow. They're very building. They're very epic. One of the most epic riffs I've heard is Antarctica the Polymorphous. That song has easily riff of the year in it. It starts off nice and slow with a really nice clean stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, the guitar kicks in, and that riff gives me chills every time I hear it. This is just spine-tingling, spell-binding riffs, and just fantastic music. The bass is very intricate. It's very good. Once again, it's very slow like the guitars. It has a slight distortion on it at times, at least it sounds like through the stereos I've listened to it through. And I really dig that. The clean tone is very good, especially in the mellow sections, when it really breaks off and becomes something completely different and forms all these different sounds, and it's a very cool thing to hear. The drums, on the other hand, are very basic, very slow, very well played. There's some double bass work going on. The fills are great. There's nothing too repetitive going on in the drum department. It doesn't seem like the drummer's bored with what he's playing. You could tell that he mixes it up to keep it interesting, and that really adds another level of just brutality to the music, and I really love that. Then you have the vocals, and the vocals are just crushing. These are some of the lowest lows I've heard in not only doom metal, but just metal. I'm not talking like devourment, pathology sort of gurgles. This is almost a gurgle, but it's not that really cheesy sound sort of gurgle that you hear in a lot of death metal. This is just a very powerful and commanding low, and it just shakes the ground. It sounds like the Giant. He sounds like he's coming out of the ocean. He's a sea beast, and he's just going to crush everybody's soul and spirit. Then you got clean vocals that you can tell that he's not a very good, clean singer, that he's not used to it. But what he does with it is he makes it sound almost despaired and panicked. And I love that. It really adds a new dimension to the music of just pure terror. And that's something that you really wouldn't expect to find in Funeral Doom, other than a band like Wormphlegm. This is very, very good. And then you have clean vocals provided by, I believe, one of the members of Enslaved. And those are beautiful. It creates a new dimension to the music. And it keeps it from being this very one-sided experience. It just makes it overall a very well-rounded album. And I love this. This is one of the most surprising albums I've heard this year in how well it is. I can't find anything wrong with it. I never want to turn it off. In fact, when it's over, I want to listen to it again. It's definitely not something for people that want something to listen to just on a nice day. This is an album that you have to absorb. This is an album that you have to appreciate. And I recommend you all buy this. There's 3 versions of it. There's a standard jewel case, a digipack with 1 bonus track, and a vinyl with 2 bonus tracks, which is being put out by the band themselves. I really wish I could get it, but shipping from Germany to America is absolutely insanely expensive, so sadly I'm going to have to miss out on the vinyl, but I encourage all of you to pick this up if you see it. For score, I'm going to have to give this a perfect 10 out of 10. I've only gave 2 records in the past that score. This is the best record I've heard so far this year, and you have to hear this to truly believe it. So I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. I encourage all of you to buy this record when it comes out. And yeah, that's all I have to say. 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, keep it metal.